16-year-old girl sit in the lounge at night and wait for her daddy to come. Her face was sad, but when she heard the sound of Jungkook's car, a smile appeared on her face. She happily got up from the couch and walked towards the door, but seeing him coming in front of her, the smile on her face instantly turned into a sadness. He was not alone, he was accompanied by a woman who she disliked very much. She went back to sit on the couch with a sad face. The woman and Jungkook entered the lounge together. Hi, Daddy. She greeted Jungkook while ignoring the girl next to him. Hi, Princess Emily. You sit here. I'll fashion up in just 10 minutes. Then we will have dinner together. You will give Emily company. Okay. He took off his coat and placed it on the couch and went upstairs to freshen up. He left while Emily sat on the couch with Ryan. Hi Wine, how are you? She stroked Wine's hair lovingly. She was a good-natured and simple-minded woman, and that was the reason why Jungkook liked her. I am fine, how are you? She said with a vacant smile as she didn't like her touch at all. She had been seeing this woman since she was a child, but over time, since her feeling for Jungkook started to change, she hated everyone around Jungkook. Emily, I am fine too. Are you staying here tonight? Emily, no, Jungkook invited me for dinner tonight, so I couldn't refuse. I plan to go home for dinner. After dinner, my family will be waiting for me at home. Wine, oh, okay. How is your study going? Going well. You are really so cute. That's why Jungkook loves you so much. She squeezed Wine's cheeks, and Wine was starting to get irritated of her and wanted to get away from her. When you sit down, I come to see if the maid has prepared the food or not. After speaking, she didn't stop and left immediately, while she only smiled at her. She had loved Vine ever since she was a child, and since Vine had lost her parents at young age, she had a bit more sympathy for Vine in her heart. Jungkook was the best friend and partner of Vine's father's. Vine family was like his own family to Jungkook, and Vine was also very attached to Jungkook since childhood. They all lived happily together, but one day everything changed. All their happiness turned into a mourning. Vine was 9 years old when her parents wanted to go to America for a week for a business, but Vine didn't want to go with them and wanted to stay with Jungkook. And he still felt very lonely when they both went away, but since Vine was born, she had been with him, and because of that, he never felt alone. Despite Vine's reluctance, they both agreed and went to America, leaving Vine with Jungkook. A week later, they were about eagerly waiting for them to come back. They were very happy, but their happiness turned to grief in an instant when Jungkook got the news that his dearest friend and his friend's wife died in plane crash. He had hugged Vine lovingly and wiped away her tears, not knowing how to tell the little girl that her parents were no longer in this world. But he had to tell her. She had cried a lot hearing about her parents, but Jungkook had treated her with so much love, and now they were each other's reason for living. They were all eating the food on the dining table, and Jungkook was busy talking to Emily while Vine was busy watching them. Even while Jungkook was talking to Emily, his focus on Vine, who was playing with the food on the plate and gazing at them with sorrowful eyes. Wait a minute, Emily. He turned to Vine. What's wrong, Vine? Why are not you eating? He had looked at Vine's face with deep eyes while she lowered her gaze in response to his question. Nothing, Daddy. My heart just was not in eating. You eat, I am going to my room. She was getting up indifferently when Jungkook caught her hand, stopped her from getting up, and Emily was watching them smiling. Finish eating first, then leaves. He was still talking to Ryan when Emily interpreted. Jungkook, I am leaving. I am finished my food. You two eat dinner. My family is waiting for me at home. It's already late, so they must be worried. Jungkook, okay, fine, let's go. I'll drop you home. No, my driver is already outside. I am leaving. Goodbye. Jungkook held Vine's hand and made her sit on the chair and put her chair close to him, but Vine's gaze was still lowered. What's wrong, my princess? Why have you been so sad and you didn't even eat today? Why? If there's something, won't you share it with your daddy? He had lovingly cupped Vine's cheeks in his hand and lifted her face towards him. Vine, nothing happened. I was just alone all day, so I got bored. I was not hungry, otherwise I would have eaten. Don't worry, daddy. I am fine, completely fine. My only sweet princess is the reason I live. If I don't worry about her, then who will I worry about? Even if you are not hungry, you shouldn't skip food. You should eat a little. Come, let me feed my princess with my own hand today. He gently kissed her forehead and pulled her plate towards him, starting to feed her, and upon receiving his affection, Vian's moods improved a bit and she leaned her head against his shoulder, holding his arms, and quietly started eating. Can I sleep in your room today? She looked at him with innocence. Yes, you can definitely sleep in my room. Have I ever forbidden you? Before that, you are asking me today. He looked at her with surprise. She had asked him for the first time to sleep in his room. Otherwise, whenever she felt like it, she would go to his room without asking and sleep. No, that was not my intention. I just asked casually. You have been changing a lot lately. Everything is okay? When now that I am growing up, I should change too, don't you think? No, I don't think so. I like my princess just the way she is. You don't need to change. He pecked her forehead lovingly. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, princess. She was lying on Jungkook's bed, wrapped in a blanket, trying to sleep but unable to do so, while Jungkook was sitting a little distance away, busy working on his office task on his laptop. I can't sleep, Daddy. She turned her face towards Jungkook. Why, princess? She replied without looking at her. He too was avoiding eye contact. I don't know. You are probably having trouble sleeping because of the light. Wait 2 minutes. I'll just finish this work and turn off the laptop. He hurriedly finished his work, and as soon as he was done, he closed the laptop and placed it aside, then lay down a little distance away from her. Okay, now close your eyes and go to sleep. He lay down without looking at her, closing his eyes. It was different before. But I still can't sleep. Look at me and talk to me. Are you ignoring me? She said with a sigh, looking at him sorrowfully. Jungkook immediately opened his eyes and turned to face towards her. How could I ignore my lovely princess? I just want to sleep because you must be tired. No, I'm not tired. I want to spend some time with you. You know, it's been a long time since you have been busy with work and I have not had time for me. She moved closer to him, resting her head on his shoulder, wrapping her arms around him and hugging him tightly. She is just a little girl. She doesn't think like that. She just hugged you normally. Don't think nonsense. Don't feel unnecessary. All this is useless. You have a bad thought. Train yourself to think normally. He was trying to keep himself normally by talking to himself. What's wrong? Why are not you saying anything? And why is your heartbeat so slow in mine? I don't know why, but nowadays when I get close to you, my breath and heartbeat both seem to stop. He was trying to calm himself by putting his arms around her, but his breath caught again at her words. You have not even given me a kiss in so long. You know how much I'm missing your kisses. She snuggled more into his arms. Princess, it's different now. You are growing up. That's why I've reduced kissing you. There's nothing else. I'm not ignoring you at all because I'm busy with work. He tried to explain her gently, stroking her hair with affection. Ryan, but I want you to kiss me like you used to. Please, Daddy. Okay, as my princess said. He kissed her forehead affectionately and gently kissed her cheeks as well. Fine? No, not like that. Like you used to do. No, it's enough. You are not good at all. You don't listen to me. She started to walk away in anger when Jungkook tightly wrapped his arms around her and pulled her towards him. I feel like my princess is behaving differently and becoming stubborn. Can I know the reason? He looked at Van and asked, but she again avoided answering and instead lowered her gaze. You don't listen to me anymore, and you don't love me like you used to. I don't like you anymore. Leave me alone. I want to sleep. Jungkook, okay, I apologize to you for what I did. Your periods are not coming, are they? I think that's why you are being so irritable and getting so angry over a small thing. Van slightly shook her head to indicate no. You are changing, but there is something you are hiding from me. You never used to cry over such a small thing, and now your eyes are shining with tears. Jungkook wiped away the tear from her eyes and she closed them. He took her face into his hand, gently kissed her forehead, then softly kissed her eyes and both cheeks. Feeling his warm breath on her lips, Vian's heartbeat quickened. She didn't know why she was going crazy for his closeness. Meanwhile, Jungkook's breath becoming slower. He quickly removed his lips from Vian's chin and replaced her head on his chest. Now be happy. Don't torture yourself thinking about such a small things. You know I can't bear to see tears in your eyes, so there should be tears in your eyes again. Understand? Okay, Daddy. Daddy, Emily Nuna is very good girl. Do you like her? Yes, she is so nice that everyone likes her. Are you okay? Why did you ask this question suddenly? Just like that, it's come to my mind, so I asked. She spoke with a smile while one's heart was broken at his answer, which she didn't want to show. Let's go to sleep now. Close your eyes. Both and closed their eyes, but different thoughts started circulating in both of their minds. When in mind, I am falling more and more in love with you day by day, but you'll not be able to tell you I'm afraid I'll lose your love too and you'll start misunderstanding. But I don't have the courage to bear your distance or hatred. I'm starting to feel separate from you. Waiting for the right time when I'll express my feeling to you, and I hope you'll understand me. But you are making it difficult for me. I don't think I can wait until the right time comes. She had left the school at the time of school closure. Her driver was waiting for her there. She opened the car door and sat in the car, and the driver started driving. Madam, today the sir has asked you to come to the office. Would you like to go home and freshen up first, or would I take you straight to sir office? According to Jungkook, he had asked why, and while she was surprised. Why did daddy call me to the office? Are you lying to me or just joking with me? Okay, then take me straight to Davidi's office. She pulled out her mobile phone and gazed at Jungkook's picture on her screen wallpaper, feeling delight that she wouldn't spend the day alone at home, but with her favorite person. I smiled across her lips. She recalled last night's conversation she had confided in him about her loneliness, and now he was summoning her to his office. His thoughts concerned his love deepened her affection for him. He was sitting in the office looking at files, waiting for to finish his work as soon as possible so that when Vine arrived he could spend some time with her. His full attention was focused on the file when Emily entered his office holding 2 cups of coffee in her hand. Drink coffee first, then finish the work. Placed a cup of coffee in front of Jungkook and sat down in the chair in front of him. Jungkook, thanks for the coffee. I really need it right now. He took a sip. You make a great coffee. I wouldn't delay this work. Vine will be here soon and I want to spend some time with her. Nowadays she has been falling down and irritable due to loneliness. She is not used to making friends at school, or else she would have some company. No need to thank me. When I am working, bringing my coffee. Both smiled together. What's Mr. Jam's problem with our project? He doesn't want us to start our oil project near his land. He said it will damage his land. It's not a big issue. Our project won't harm his land. He is just trying to pick a fight unnecessarily because we were the reason he didn't get the last project. Oh, I'll see him tomorrow. The last project file is not here. Give me that file, Jungkook. The file is not there. It's the closet. I'll get it for you. He got up and Emily moved to the side to let him pass, but her heel slipped and Jungkook quickly grabbed her waist and arm, saving her from falling. Be careful, you almost fell. They were standing very close to each other when Vine suddenly opened the door and entered a step, and seeing them, her happiness turned to ash in an instant, and they also moved away seeing her, while Vine lowered her gaze in pain and embarrassment. Sorry, Daddy. After saying that, she turned back from the door. Tears began to gather in her eyes, which she didn't want to show to Jungkook. He followed her in a state of distress. He had not thought of it at all, and Vine's reaction had further distressed him. He didn't want Vine to think. He came down behind her, but by then she had already sat in the car, and driver had also started the car. He watched her car leave, rubbing his forehead in distress. Now I talk to her at home. Hopefully she understands. She came here for me and fell victim to misunderstanding because of me. She came home and locked herself in her room. Only she knew how she had restrained her tears throughout the way. Upon entering the room, she slammed the door shut and sat down on the floor with her face hidden in her knees, bursting into tears. She was totally in a broken state, and her cheeks and eyes wet in with tears. You are not good at all. You called me, show me this. You are very bad. I will not love you now. She was still in the beginning of the journey of love and couldn't bear to see someone else with him. She was talking to herself while crying when suddenly she realized that the one she was close so much was not at fault at all. Sorry, Daddy, I said so much about you, but you didn't do anything wrong. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have changed my feelings. She was talking to herself while crying. She wanted to cry for the last time and get rid of the dust inside her. She sat there crying for a long time and then got up and went to bathroom. Sometime later, Jungkook also arrived home, and after asking the servant about Wine, he came straight to her room. When he opened the door and entered the room, Wine had come out of the bathroom and was drying her wet face with a towel. Feeling Jungkook's presence in the room, she looked up and saw him staring at her. Seeing Wine's red, tearful eyes and red face, he felt as if someone had grasped his heart in their fist. He quickly approached her. "Wine, you've been crying," he said, looking at her with a mixture of uncertainty and concern. "No, Daddy." She looked away. She could never lie to him while looking into his eyes. "Look at me and answer. Your eyes and face are telling me how much you have cried, and you are lying to me at the office. You didn't even listen to me for a minute, and now you have come home and cried so much. Can I know the reason? Why did you cry so much?" "When I told you I didn't cry, you were busy and I didn't want to bother you, so I came home," she said, trying to hold back her tears and hide her true emotions. "Who told you I was busy? Did you even stay for a minute to listen to me, or did you just assume what you saw?" he said, his voice rising in frustration, feeling misunderstood. "You're scolding me, getting angry with me?" Vine said, her voice trembling, feeling hurt and defensive. Tears began to flow from her red eyes. "My princess, I am not scolding you, nor I am angry with you. I know I can't bear to see a single tear in your eyes, and look at the state you have made yourself in by crying so much. I called you so could spend some time together. I was finishing up work with Emily and she was about to fall, so I was just supporting her to prevent her from falling. Why are you telling me all this? You were with your girlfriend, nothing was wrong." She didn't like Jungkook's explanation either. "Was I with my girlfriend? Who told you she is my girlfriend?" Jungkook asked, his voice rising in surprise and defensiveness, clarifying that Emily is not his girlfriend. "You said yesterday that you liked her. Besides, you are nice to her. I have never seen you being so nice to any girl." "That's it, Ryan. You just assume things by your own. I am nice to her because she is a very nice girl, but that's all. She is just a business partner to me. So you'll never make someone your girlfriend, then find someone and leave from here." Wine felt regretful and embarrassed, understanding that she had overthought and that situation, leading to unnecessary jealousy and conflict. "Yes, I don't want a girlfriend. I directly want to make her my fiancée and marry her, and I plan to do it very soon. Now tell me, why are you crying so much?" He stood behind her. "No, I was not crying. I am crying now because you just scolded me. When did you learn to tell a lie? Sit down and tell me that too today." "Jungkook, what is that? You can't tell me. Can't you say it in front of me?" She shook her head. "Okay then." He had picked up Wine and sat her in his lap and buried her face in his chest, holding her completely in his embrace while Wine was surprised by his sudden move. "Come now, tell me what's going on, and I won't tolerate any more excuse or refusal. If you lie to me again, remember that I will never ask about your laughter or tears. Then promise me you won't get angry with me, or will you upset with me, nor will you judge me." "I can never be upset with my dear princess, nor will I ever get angry with her, I promised." Wine took a deep breath. She wanted to reveal everything today. "I love you, Daddy, and love you so much. When you ignore me and pay attention to someone else, I don't feel good at all. When you are close to someone, I can't bear someone else being close to you." She fell silent while speaking, while Jungkook was listening to her words carefully. He was happy and also surprised. Why are not you saying anything? Are you getting angry with me? She spoke anxiously. His silence was piercing her like a thrown at that movement. Jungkook took a deep breath moved and her face away from his chest and held her face in his hand, bringing it in front of his face and started looking at her. Jungkook, repeat what you said, he said, looking at her seriously while Vine lowered her gaze in anxiety. Daddy, sorry, I didn't ask you to say sorry. Repeat that you said little while ago. This time he spoke in a loving tone and his gaze was fixed on her lips, eagerly waiting for her to repeat her words.